as mentioned, Trey Ford getting the start under center tonight for the Elks. And you know what was great? We were out here pregame. It's the coolest part of being on location. And we had Milt Stegall, we had Davis Sanchez, and they lined up against each other. And this was fantastic because we had the Canadian, throw a rope for Milt Stegall. My favorite line, though, was when Milt says, "It's not going to get any easier for you than this tonight." Look, he was sensational at Waterloo. He won the Heck Creighton Trophy Award there. Drafted 8th overall, but now into his first start very, very quickly. I know there is a lot of concern going in, but there's a lot of talent as well. What are you expecting tonight, Davis, from Ford?
You know what? Talking to him out there, he seems pretty comfortable and really a matter of fact. Like he said, look, this is my first start. He said it would have been ideal if it was a longer week because this was a short week for them. He only got 2 days of practice time, and he said it is what it is. I know what my strengths are. I think he understands the situation he's been put in. I don't think any of us think that Trey Ford is going to go out there and throw for 380 yards tonight, but what they expect from him, talking to that coaching staff, he takes care of the ball, doesn't make silly mistakes, and use what God gave you. He's an athlete, he's young. Use those legs and make it happen, and I look forward to watching him play and hopefully making some plays. He's close to home here. Be a pretty cool deal on Canada Day.
Yeah, he talked about how he was going to have a lot of family and friends here. He went to school not too far from here, grew up not too far from here, so he's excited. And talking to assistant GM, basically GM G-Word Simon before the game, they're telling him, just don't lose the game. You don't have to go out there and think you're Superman. You're not in that position yet. They're realistic about what he can do for him. Go out there and use your talent. If it calls for you to run the ball, if it calls for you to maybe throw the ball out of bounds, we don't need you to be the savior. We just need you to go out there and have a good time and enjoy yourself. And Davis, when we were talking before the game, he had a smile on his face the entire time. We asked him a couple of questions, but regardless of his answers, he always had a smile on his face. So that has to be an exciting moment for him. So I'm excited to see what he can do in this game.
We get set to see Edmonton again and Trey Ford. Here's Matthew Shinetti.
Talk about a segue because I'm talking about dogs. Trey Ford's dog, Rod. He has a husky and a boxer and a mutt. Why is that important? Because when I asked him what he did this week to relax, he said, I spent time with my 3 dogs, in particular his mutt. That mutt's name is Nike, the athlete of the 3. He says he can move around. He moves around really well. He's jumpy. He's got the spring in his step. And I asked him, naturally, do you learn anything watching his dog, your dog? And he said, no, but when I look at my athletic ability and the way he is and how jumpy and athletic and excitable he is, I kind of want to be that way when I play, guys.
Well, he's earned high praise, Matthew, for his athleticism from his head coach, Chris Jones.
Well, we mentioned Trey Ford. As you see a little bit of the resume during his time at Waterloo. Phenomenal year for him actually in 2018, his second year there. 27 touchdown passes versus just 2 interceptions that year. Now, another thing that stood out to me statistically that tells a bit of the story about Trey Ford, he's going to use his legs. This is a guy who was 4th in the country in rushing last year, over 100 yards a game.
And cue the rush. Right on cue, Dwayne, as he gets it up to about midfield, and enough for another Edmonton first down. Yes, just as you talked about, Trey Ford using his legs there.
Yeah, and this is one of the things that Chris Jones has spoken about regarding Trey Ford from the moment they drafted him, is that he kind of describes him as a cheat code. This is a guy who, when you turn on the film, nobody could stop him. Athletically, nobody could match up with this guy. And you see, even at this level, he's going to present a challenge when he's able to get out of the pocket.
First down, midfield. Trey Ford off to the right, and he completes his first one of this game to Kenny Lawler, who turns around, keeps his feet, and then takes a hit from Dylan Wynn.
Get on him now!
Good work by Lawler after the catch to get another Edmonton first down.
I mean, you look at this receiving core with Kenny Lawler and Manny Arsenault, Darrell Walker, Mike Jones, all veteran guys, former college quarterback, and Kai Loxley. You've got a group of guys who are pretty well positioned to help out a young quarterback, make some plays for him, make him feel comfortable, let him settle in here. The big one there from Kenny Lawler.
Gets it to the Hamilton 42. The Elks on the move. Second possession. Down by 9. Trey Ford. Off to his left. Completes that to Charles Nelson. Nelson gets close to another first down. He was listed as the starting safety last week That's how versatile Chris Jones thinks he is. He was in college. He only had a couple of plays, though, back on offense this week.
Yeah, and we'll see Nelson, who we've mostly seen as a return man and a receiver during his time in the Canadian Football League, just joining Edmonton a couple of weeks ago.
We talked about Trey Ford's tremendous university career at Waterloo, Dwayne.
Yeah, well, we said Chris Jones took a look at the film and recognized that this guy is a playmaker, regardless of where he plays on the field. Just a phenomenal athlete. There you see him on the run after showing off some of that throwing ability.
From the Hamilton 26, second and long. On the move, dumping it off. Does he stay in bounds? Yes, he does. Kenny Lawler. And another first down, Edmonton.
Trey Ford demonstrating once again he can hurt you if he gets outside of that pocket. Here, a nice escape move to the outside with that twist happening to the weak side of the field. He recognizes that there's no contain. He spins it out that way. Nice delivery right on the sidelines to the sure-handed Kenny Lawler.
Trey Ford is engineering a nice drive here for the Elks. They're down just outside the 10. This is the 9th play of the drive. It's a 1st and 10 for Edmonton. Ford again, out of the gun. Gets flushed out to the right. On the move, Simone Lawrence chasing him. Doesn't get him. He gets inside the 5. And a second down and a few yards away from the end zone.
The Hamilton Tiger Cats defensively are getting a completely different look in terms of the speed they're going to have to deal with in that Edmonton backfield this week. Obviously, with Trey Ford coming in place of Nick Arbuckle at quarterback. Trey Ford is one of the fastest sprinters. When you talk U Sports track and field, one of the top sprinters in the country as a track guy.
For Nelson, 2nd and 13 for Ford. With time. Open receiver, it is Darrell Walker. And he gets it up across the 35 and a first down for Edmonton. Sherman Beatty gained 5, 2nd and 5. Ford under pressure, takes off. Yes, he can run, and running well here as he gets another Edmonton first down at midfield, a gain of 13.
Yeah, play to your strengths, young man. Davis Sanchez talked about it in the pregame. Takes a look, goes through his read. A little bit of pressure, he's going to get on the run. Leaves Simone Lawrence grasping in air. Just got to watch the ball security, though.
And Edmonton takes the ball after the 40. One of the differences in terms of the yard line they start on to help offenses out. The CFL changed this year, starting at the 40-yard line. Can Trey Ford get them close enough with the wind at their back to get into field goal position as he runs again? Ford has taken off a few times and has them up first down around midfield. They wouldn't need a whole lot more. Castillo tried one from 58 not long ago, and he had the distance. He was a bit wide to the right. But for Ford, 4 carries, 45 yards, as long as being 14 in this first ever CFL start. There's Castillo, an all-star with the BC Lions in 2019, and a late addition to Winnipeg in 2021, winning a Grey Cup ring. Ford, 32 seconds on the clock, taking off again. Gets out of bounds at about the 49 of Hamilton.
Yeah, when you've got a quarterback who can run like that, it becomes a fine line defensively, where typically you're dropping everybody deep to avoid giving up the big play. You let them have little bits, but Trey Ford can chew up a chunky yardage on the ground pretty quickly, as he's demonstrated on back-to-back plays here.
27 seconds. Interesting first half. Hamilton the better team. They have the 10-point lead. Remember, they had a 21-point lead 2 weeks ago at halftime against the Calgary Stampeders. Taking nothing for granted, I'm sure. On a 2nd and 1 at the Edmonton 47. Completes that pass to the ever-reliable Kenny Lawler for the first down. 23 seconds as they get things a little bit more comfortable for an attempt for Sergio Castillo.
Yeah, nicely timed throw there. Once again, Lawler making a nice grab and getting out of bounds to stop that clock.
One thing, he's faster than I thought he was.
He's so quick.
He's taking angles or cutting off angles, outrunning defenders. Draft gurus like our man Trey Ford, they said it. He said it.
Right.
He's track fast, which is, we know, it's different than football fast. Trey Ford is track fast. You get a quarterback that has that type of speed, it could be a real problem. But yes, the game plan, Kate, like you said, we expected Coach McAdoo, Coach Jackson, quick throws, RPOs, run the ball, use his legs. I think we were sitting on the sideline, Bill, about 6 minutes left in the first half, and we saw him throw the ball across the middle. We said, I think that's the first deep ball or intermediate ball we saw him throw down the middle, which is a perfect game plan for them to win the game. Just take care of the ball, give yourself a chance. I would like deeper shots on the outside because those aren't really a threat. He's got a big arm.
Quarterback is often the toughest critic, Trey, but how did you see your first half?
I think it was all right. I definitely missed a couple throws there. I can also make some easier catches for the receiver. Sometimes I put him in a hard spot to make a catch. Run it when I need to. If I see the yards, I'm going to take it. Overall, I think I'm doing all right. I could always do better. I just got to stay positive, go through my reads.
You see when you're using your intelligence and your legs that you can spread them out a little bit and maybe open some possibilities downfield for throws?
Yeah, definitely. Make them cover the whole field, right? From sideline to sideline. And even 60 yards downfield, try to make them cover everything. Makes windows bigger, is easier for the offense. So
thanks for this.
Yeah, no problem.
You know, never mind the Canadian-American thing, NCAA youth sports. This is a rookie quarterback making his first start, and I think Trey Ford has acquitted himself pretty well.
I agree with
the circumstance. He's not a guy who looks like the lights are too bright or the stage is too big.
Absolutely. Taking that shotgun snap. And he hits Darrell Walker, who gets it up across the 15, and a quick first down as they were pushed back by penalty to start at the 5-yard line.
A nice quick hitter here on the slant, little stem to the outside, get inside position.
Down by 13, past the midway point of the third quarter. Trey Ford completes it to another quarterback, Kyle Loxley. In at slot back in this game. He's had a short yardage rushing touchdown, and that's a gain of 18 for the slot back, Loxley from Ford.
And that's a big conversion for Trey Ford and the Edmonton offense. And I love the move here from Loxley. He's just short of the first down, but fights through that tackle. Defender didn't wrap up. Loxley makes him pay by running through that one to pick up the first down. Nice effort there from the Elks receiver.
As they get it to the Hamilton 52. And a 1st and 10. Ford, 4-man rush, has time, completes it to Manny Arsenault. And the Manny Show finally does strike again here in Hamilton. His first catch in this game. He had 7 catches for 100 yards last week in Calgary. That one's a pickup at 21.
Yeah, coming off that big day in Calgary last week. Over the last 2 games, Manny has been their leading receiver, but gets his first look of the day here, crossing right to left on your screen. Trey Ford finds him. As we talked about in the pregame, Manny showing he's still got some big plays in him. Big stiff arm there to finish the play.
So on the move, here come the Elks quickly, and into the hands of Chris Osei-Kusi.
Where's he from, Rod?
Product of Queen's University. Did spend his final year with Windsor, but Osei-Kusi with his first catch. Drafted originally by Montreal in 2019. Receiver's hands that were picked off last week in Winnipeg. Edmonton ball, Trey Ford, he completes it. That is down to the 25. They ended up losing that game in overtime. 7-point difference. Quickly to Darrell Walker, and he drives his way down after the catch to get it inside the 20. What a spot for that defense now in 1st and 10 from the Hamilton 17. Stepping up is Ford. Has a bit of room, and he spins, and he gets it down inside the 10. Trey Ford using the legs as well. Another carry for him. That was his 6th.
Well, you'll see a couple of Elks players both kind of running the same route towards the flat. They're in the same territory that I think there's probably a bust in terms of assignment here. I think this isn't a case of Trey Ford feeling pressure and taking off. I think this is the young quarterback recognizing that this play is broken down. He's looking to turn it into something positive.
Gets it just inside the 10, a second and 3. Throwing touchdown for the Edmonton Elks and Kenny Lawler. And they are a one-point conversion away from tying this game. A touchdown pass for Trey Ford, his first in the Canadian Football League.
Yeah, they're leaving the ball sitting on the ground. I can't help thinking someone might want to grab that for the quarterback. Trey Ford finds Kenny Lawler in the window. Lawler gets it over the goal line, giving Sergio Castillo an opportunity to tie this one up with the extra point.
On a day we celebrate Canada Day, what a week it's been to celebrate the Canadian quarterback in the CFL. Talking rightfully so about the BC Lions, Nathan Rourke. Trey Ford out of the University of Waterloo on a 5-play drive gets the touchdown toss, his first, into the hands of Kenny Lawler. 24-year-old Trey Ford from Niagara Falls, Ontario. Started at the University of Waterloo, drafted in the first round, 8th overall, and now he has a CFL touchdown pass to Kenny Lawler that's made this a tie game in the fourth quarter. Back at their 23 now in a second and 22. Dumping it off softly over the middle is Ford. Gets it in the hands of Ante Milanovic-Litre.
Brother Woodley went back to play his final year. College eligibility.
Excuse me, Dwayne. And for Trey Ford from Niagara Falls, from the University of Waterloo, takes a knee, and we're looking at back-to-back nights when Canadian quarterbacks pick up a win. And for Chris Jones, starting to celebrate as well. What a moment for that young man. He certainly wasn't the only story. Edmonton's defense too, but what a story he is.
Well, I'll tell you what, such a huge part of turning around the program for Chris Bertoya's University of Waterloo Warriors. Chris Bertoya was the one coach who was going to take a chance on him and let him remain at quarterback. Recruited him as a quarterback, wasn't trying to move him. Now can he be the guy, as Chris Jones gives him a chance to play quarterback, can he be the guy to help turn things around in Edmonton? Member of that quarterback fraternity providing his support.
They were teammates in college. Tremendous combination. Ford to Ternowski tonight. It was Ford to Kenny Lawler for the touchdown. And defense was great in the second half for Edmonton, outscoring in the fourth quarter 14-3.